Listen to me, some people lose years of their life in a few minutes, not because of a disaster, but because they whispered, "It's probably fine." I've done it more than once. One angry send, one rushed signature, one too good offer I should have walked away from. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to save you time. Today I'm giving you 5 lessons I learned the expensive way. Each one takes just a minute to mess up and a long time to fix. And here's the deal. Every lesson has a moment, a small decision, a quiet switch. That's the moment your future changes. And lesson number 3 is the one that ruins the most people because they still think they're doing the right thing. This mistake takes 10 seconds, and it can cost you months of trust. Back when I was younger, I thought being direct was a strength. I worked hard, I showed up, I carried my weight, and I told myself that earned me the right to speak my mind. But here's what I didn't notice. When I was tired, stressed, and already irritated, I wasn't being direct. I was being dangerous. And I'll say it with a little humor now, because I've earned it. I wasn't being professional. I was being emotional, with better grammar. It was a normal work day, nothing dramatic. A small problem came up. One of those situations where everyone's polite, nobody takes responsibility, and the blame just floats around like smoke. Then an email hit my inbox. It wasn't even rude. It was worse than rude. It was careful, a few sentences that made it look like I was the reason things were behind, without saying it out loud. That's when the heat shows up, and heat makes you feel right before it makes you wrong. I felt it rise in my chest. I told myself, I'm not going to let this slide. I opened a reply and started typing. I didn't swear. I didn't threaten anyone, but I chose words that cut. I added a line that basically said, let's stop pretending. If we're talking about accountability, we should include everyone. Then I did the one thing you can't undo. I hit send. For about 10 seconds, I felt relief, like I finally got my spine back. And then reality showed up. 15 minutes later, I noticed a name on the recipient list that I hadn't meant to include. HR. That's when my stomach dropped. That afternoon, my manager messaged me. Can you come into the conference room tomorrow morning? Not to talk about the project, not to talk about the deadline, to talk about me. Over the next week, I had meetings I never expected to have. I had to explain my tone, my professionalism, my impact on the team. And here's the part nobody tells you when you're young. People don't remember the 100 things you did right. They remember the one moment you made them feel unsafe, attacked, or embarrassed. I didn't get fired, but something quietly changed. The room got colder, the opportunities got fewer, and the trust I thought I had earned, suddenly had conditions. It took me months to rebuild what I damaged in minutes, and some doors didn't reopen for over a year. So here's what I learned, and I want you to steal this lesson for free. When your emotions are high, your fingers are not your friends. There were signs I ignored that day. 3 of them. 1, I was exhausted, and tired people make loud mistakes. 2, I wanted to win, not solve the problem. 3, I was writing to release pressure, not to reach an outcome. So now I live by one rule. If it can be screenshot, it can be used against you. Don't send it while you're hot. And my fix is painfully simple. I write the message, and I save it as a draft. I stand up and walk away for 5 minutes. Then I reread it and ask, if my boss, a lawyer, or my future self read this, would I still be proud of it? If the answer is no, I rewrite it using this format. Here's the problem. Here's the impact. Here's a solution. Here's the next step. No sarcasm, no hidden knives. Because one emotional send can cost you more than you think. Not instantly, slowly, in opportunities you never even get to see. And if you think an email can't change your life, wait until you see what a signature can do. This one feels harmless because nothing happens the day you sign. It happens the day the bill comes due. Back then, I wasn't reckless. I was something worse. I was in a hurry. I was the kind of person who wanted life to be simple. I wanted to handle it, move on, and keep my day clean. And in America, where everything comes with paperwork, that personality can cost you. Because one day someone I cared about came to me with a favor. They said, I just need you to help me for a little while. They kept their voice calm. They smiled. They made it sound like a tiny thing, like borrowing a cup of sugar. I just need your name on the paperwork, they said. Only for a few months. We'll take care of the payments. It won't affect you. And I wish I could tell you I was smarter than that, but I had a million things on my mind. Bills, work, family stuff, deadlines. I didn't want another problem to solve. So I did what tired adults do when they want peace more than clarity. I trusted the explanation instead of the contract. And let me say it the way I say it now because it's painfully accurate. I didn't read the contract. I read the vibe. They put the document in front of me. The font was small. The pages were long. They pointed to one line and said, just sign here. And my brain did that lazy little math. They seemed sincere. I don't want to be difficult. It's probably fine. I signed. It took less than 2 minutes. Nothing exploded. Nobody yelled. No warning light went on. For the first few weeks, everything was quiet. And that's the trap. Because the consequences of a signature don't always show up immediately. They show up the day you're too busy to deal with them. About a month later, I got a letter. Payment past due. I wasn't even worried. I called them and said, hey, I got a notice. They sounded relaxed. Oh yeah, we're handling it. It's just a timing thing. We'll fix it. So I believed them again. Then a second letter arrived. And then the phone calls started. And then I learned the sentence that changed how I live. On paper, nobody cares who promised. They care who signed. My name was on it, which meant my responsibility was on it. And it didn't stop at the money. My credit score dropped dozens of points, quietly over a few months, like a leak you don't notice until the floor is ruined. Then one day I needed something simple, something I used to take for granted, a better rate, a lease approval, a loan. And suddenly I wasn't being treated like me anymore. I was being treated like a risk. I didn't just sign a document, I signed away options, and it took a long time to earn those options back. Now looking back, the warning signs were obvious. I just didn't want to see them. Here are the red flags I ignored. 1. They rushed me. Just sign and we're done. 2. They talked a lot about trust and avoided details. 3. I felt pressure to be nice because I didn't want conflict. 4. I was signing while tired, when my brain was looking for the fastest exit. So here's the rule I live by now. One sentence. If you don't understand it 100%, it's not yours to sign. And I don't mean mostly understand. I mean, you can explain it to someone else without guessing. My fix is simple, and it has saved me more than once. First, I don't co-sign anything that I can't afford to pay a loan, because that's what co-signing really means. Second, I never sign in the moment. I take it home. I read the parts people hope you skip, the fees, the penalties, the default terms, and the consequences. Third, I ask one question that feels cold, but it's honest. If this goes wrong, who pays? If the answer is you, or technically you, then the decision is already made. Listen, helping people is good. Being generous is good. But putting your name on someone else's risk isn't generosity. It's volunteering to carry consequences you didn't create. And in life, a 2-minute signature can take years to undo. Lesson 2 hurt because it's one mistake. Lesson 3 is worse because it's a habit. This doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like being responsible. That's why it destroys people. It starts with a sentence you tell yourself when you're trying to be a good adult. I'll just move money around for now. I'll fix it later. And later doesn't always come. When I first started making real money, I wasn't careless. I wasn't gambling. I wasn't buying luxury stuff. I was building something, working, trying to grow. And because I was serious, I made the classic mistake serious people make. I treated my money like one big pile, one account, one card, one mental bucket. If the business needed something, I paid it. If I needed something personal, I paid it. And in my head, it all balanced out until it didn't. Here's how it happened. A slow month hit, not a disaster, just slow. Then a bill came in, one of those business expenses you can't ignore. And I didn't have enough sitting in the right place at the right time. So I told myself, it's fine. I'll borrow from myself. I moved money from my personal side to cover the business, just temporarily. A week later, another expense popped up, then another. So I did it again and again. And the problem with borrowing from yourself is this: there's no paperwork, no due date, no alarm, which means you can borrow forever and never notice you're sinking. At first, nothing bad happened. That's also part of the trap, because the consequences don't arrive as one big punch. They arrive as a slow tightening. I started feeling like I was always almost caught up, always one good week away from being fine. But the truth was, I wasn't moving money, I was moving stress. And I'll give you the most honest line I can give you. I didn't have a budget, I had hope, and hope is not a plan. Then tax time came, and that's when my stomach fell through the floor, because suddenly I had to answer questions I couldn't answer clearly. Which expenses were business? Which were personal? What was a write-off and what wasn't? What was income and what was just money I shifted around? I didn't have clean records. I had a mess, and the mess cost me, not just in money, also in time, anxiety, and mistakes that create more mistakes. For months, I felt almost fine. 6 months straight. Almost fine is still not fine. I remember sitting there thinking, how did I work this hard and still feel broke? That's when I learned something that should be taught in school. Confused money creates confused life. Now looking back, the warning signs were there. I just didn't respect them. Here were my red flags. 1. I couldn't tell you exactly how much the business was making after expenses. 2. I felt guilty spending personally, even when I earned it. 3. I was checking my balance too often, like it was a heartbeat monitor. 4. I kept saying, next month will fix everything. So here's the rule I live by now. One sentence. Business money and personal money do not live in the same house. And the fix is simple. Not easy, but simple. First, separate accounts. One for business, one for personal, no exceptions. Second, pay yourself like an employee, a scheduled transfer, weekly or bi-weekly, so your personal life has a stable floor. Third, build a small buffer inside the business account, even if it's only 1 month of expenses, because the goal isn't to be rich, the goal is to stop panicking. And here's the line I wish someone told me earlier. If you need to borrow from yourself every month, you're not borrowing, you're bleeding. Separate the money, and you'll separate the chaos. Now, when money feels tight, your brain starts hunting for shortcuts. That's where lesson 4 lies. This mistake doesn't start with greed, it starts with pressure, it starts with relief. This lesson embarrassed me because it didn't happen when I was young and naive. It happened when I was old enough to think I was beyond scams. That's what makes it dangerous. Scams don't only catch fools, they catch tired people, they catch busy people, they catch people who are trying to be responsible and just want a shortcut out of pressure. For me, it started in a season where everything felt expensive. Bills were higher, life was faster, and my brain was always doing this quiet math. How do I get ahead without falling behind? Then a message came in. It looked professional. It had the right words, the right tone. It felt like an opportunity, not a trap. They offered something that sounded perfect, a remote gig, quick pay, flexible hours, or an investment that wasn't risky because they used phrases like guaranteed, low exposure, safe returns, limited spots. And here's the truth. The offer didn't hook me because I wanted to be rich. It hooked me because I wanted relief. I asked a couple questions, just enough to feel smart. They had answers ready, just enough to calm me down. Then they did the move that separates real opportunities from traps. They created urgency. Today only. Deadline tonight. We have other applicants. If you wait, you lose your spot. And here's a line I want you to remember forever. Urgency is the perfume scams wear. And I smelled it and still leaned in. I felt that fear, not fear of losing money, fear of missing the chance to finally breathe. So I did the thing I now warn everyone about. I acted while emotional. I clicked. I filled out a form. I sent information I shouldn't have sent. Not my whole life story, just enough. Name, email, maybe an address, maybe a photo of something for verification. Then they asked for the next step. A small payment, a processing fee, a deposit, a verification transfer. And because it was small, my brain said, this isn't a scam. If it was a scam, they'd ask for a lot. That's the oldest trick in the book. They don't start by taking everything. They start by getting you to say yes. So I sent the money, and for about an hour I felt excited. Then the tone changed. Replies got slower, messages got shorter, and when I asked a direct question, something simple, they got irritated. That's when I knew. I wasn't talking to an opportunity. I was talking to a machine designed to turn hope into payment. I didn't lose a fortune. I lost a few hundred, then paid more in time, stress, and cleanup than I want to admit. It didn't end with just that money, because the real cost wasn't the fee. The real cost was the stress, the time, the embarrassment, the hours I spent trying to undo what I'd already done. And the worst part? I almost didn't tell anyone, because shame keeps scams alive. Now here are the red flags I missed, so you don't miss them. 1. They pushed urgency hard. Real opportunities don't need panic. 2. They promised certainty, guaranteed, safe, no risk. 3. They asked for money first before value was delivered. 4. They avoided a real conversation. No video call, no verifiable company trail. 5. They made it feel like I'd be stupid to say no. So here's my rule now. 1 sentence. If it's too good, it's not good. It's bait. And my fix is a simple checklist I run every time. Can I verify this company outside of the message they sent me? Can I speak to a real person on a real call? Is the payment method reversible? Or are they pushing wire, gift cards, or crypto? Are they rushing me because they need a decision or because they need my money? And here's the final filter that saves me the most. If I feel desperate, I don't decide. Because desperation is a lens that makes traps look like doors. So when an offer shows up and it sounds like the answer to your problems, pause, breathe, and remember, the best opportunities don't need you to hurry. Now let me give you the last lesson, because it ties everything together. This one isn't about one message, one signature, or one scam. It's about the quiet trap that keeps people stuck for years. This mistake isn't dramatic, it's slow, and that's why it's deadly to your future. Most people don't wake up and decide to ruin their finances. They just get tired, they just get busy, they just say, I'll handle it later. And credit cards love the word later. For me, it started small. A few charges for convenience, a few charges for business, a few charges because I was stressed and didn't want to think. And then the sentence showed up again, the most expensive sentence in adulthood. It's fine. I'll pay it off next month. Next month came, and life was still life. So I paid the minimum. And the minimum payment did something sneaky. It made me feel responsible. Punchline, I wasn't paying it off. I was renting my own debt. That's what minimum payments are, a subscription to stress. Because the balance doesn't just sit there, it grows, quietly, with interest. What shocked me wasn't one big bill. It was how fast a couple hundred became a few thousand, and how long it would take to kill it if I stayed on minimums. That's when I noticed the real cost. Not just money. My brain was always slightly occupied. I couldn't relax. I checked my accounts like people check the weather. And here's the thing nobody likes to admit. Debt changes your personality. It makes you say no to good opportunities. It makes you stay quiet at work. It makes you tolerate things you shouldn't tolerate, because you're not just paying interest. You're paying with freedom. Now looking back, the red flags were obvious. 1. I was using credit to solve problems that required a plan, not a swipe. 2. I was telling myself, this is temporary, for months. 3. I avoided looking at the total number because it made me anxious. 4. I was using the minimum payment as permission to keep spending. So here's the rule I live by now. 1 sentence. If you can't pay it off quickly, you can't afford it comfortably. And the fix, again, simple, not easy. First, stop the leak. No new charges while you're trying to drain the tub. Second, pick one target. Pay more than the minimum on the highest interest balance first, consistently. Even if it's only a little more, consistency beats intensity. Third, replace the later habit with one automatic move, an auto payment above the minimum. Because willpower is unreliable. systems are reliable. And let me give you one more line to remember. Minimum payments are designed to keep you paying, not to set you free. Freedom doesn't come from making more money first. It often comes from stopping the quiet drains you normalized. Let me give you something you can actually use. 5 questions you ask yourself before you act. Question 1, if this gets screenshot, am I still proud of it? Question 2, am I deciding from fear, anger, or exhaustion? Question 3, what's the worst case outcome and can I afford it? Question 4, what's the safer, slower option I'm avoiding? Question 5, if someone I love did this, what would I tell them? If you remember nothing else, remember this. Most life damage isn't caused by one giant event. It's caused by a small decision made while you're tired, emotional, or desperate. So slow down, give yourself 10 seconds, and choose the version of you that you'll respect tomorrow. If one of these lessons hit you, don't ignore it. Comment the word STOP so you remember.